anything. Creativity, appreciation, inquisitiveness, these are impossible to scale, but they're the purpose of education. Why our teachers teach, why I choose to learn. And today we find ourselves in a nation that produces workers. Everything is career and college preparation. Somewhere our founding fathers are turning in their graves, pleading, screaming, and trying to say to us that we teach to free minds. We teach to inspire. We teach to equip. The careers will come naturally.
Talent. And my contention is all kids have tremendous talents, and we squander them pretty ruthlessly. So I want to talk about education, and I want to talk about creativity. My contention is that creativity now is as important in education as literacy, and we should treat it with the same status. Picasso once said this. He said that all children are born artists. The problem is to remain an artist as we grow up. I believe this passionately, that we don't grow into creativity, we grow out of it. Or rather, we get educated out of it. I think we all do. We have a huge vested interest in it, partly because it's education that's meant to take us into this future that we can't grasp. If you think of it, children starting school this year will be retiring in 2065. Nobody has a clue, despite all the expertise that's been on parade for the past 4 days, what the world will look like in 5 years' time. And yet we're meant to be educating them for it. So the unpredictability, I think, is extraordinary. And the third part of this is that we've all agreed, nonetheless, on the really extraordinary capacities that children have, their capacities for innovation. When you travel around the world, every education system on Earth has the same hierarchy of subjects. Everyone, doesn't matter where you go. You think it would be otherwise, but it isn't. At the top are mathematics and languages, then the humanities, and at the bottom are the arts, everywhere on Earth. And in pretty much every system, too, there's a hierarchy within the arts. Art and music are normally given a higher status in schools than drama and dance. There isn't an education system on the planet that teaches dance every day to children the way we teach them mathematics. Why? Why not? Our education system is predicated on the idea of academic ability. And there's a reason. The whole system was invented around the world. There were no public systems of education really before the 19th century. They all came into being to meet the needs of industrialism. So the hierarchy is rooted on two ideas. Number one, that the most useful subjects for work are at the top. So you were probably steered benignly away from things at school when you were a kid, things you liked, on the grounds you would never get a job doing that. Is that right? Don't do music, you're not going to be a musician. Don't do art, you won't be an artist. Benign advice. Now, profoundly mistaken. The whole world is engulfed in a revolution. And the second is academic ability, which has really come to dominate our view of intelligence because the universities designed the system in their image. If you think of it, the whole system of public education around the world is a protracted process of university entrance. And the consequence is that many highly talented, brilliant, creative people think they're not, because the thing they were good at school wasn't valued or was actually stigmatized. And I think we can't afford to go on that way. Intelligence is wonderfully interactive. The brain isn't divided into compartments. In fact, creativity, which I define as the process of having original ideas that have value, more often than not, comes about through the interaction of different disciplinary ways of seeing things.
The arts. I also specifically work at North Elementary here in Cedar City, Utah, which is a STEAM school. Now, many people are aware of what a STEM school is. It's a science, technology, engineering, mathematics school. But our school threw in the extra letter A for arts, and that's me. And my specialty is theater. So to start off just a little bit, I need to explain to you what arts integration is. That's what I do, is I integrate the arts into my students' curriculum. This is not arts integration. Okay, arts integration is not handprint cutout trees for Christmas. It is not singing songs about the solar system, okay? And it is not drawing pictures of pigs just because you read The Three Little Pigs, okay? Arts integration, according to the Kennedy Center, and my personal favorite definition is this. This is from the Kennedy Center for the Arts. And it says, art integration is an approach to teaching in which students construct and demonstrate understanding through an art form. Students engage in a creative process which connects an art form in another subject area and meets evolving objectives in both. This come up with is a lesson I taught to my 4th graders. We were studying the water cycle, so they worked with their teachers to know the processes of the water cycle, the terminology of the water cycle, and what basically happened at each stage. They then came into my classroom and we talked about movement and dance and how our bodies could create interesting shapes and how we could move from high levels to low levels and how we could work together to create shapes that were pointy or smooth or round and pathways and all those dance terms. And then we put them together. And I asked them to create a dance based on the processes of the water cycle. And this is just a little clip of what they came up with. So that's just a little clip about what arts integration is. And for me, I feel that arts integration is the real key to solving most of the struggles we're having with education today. Now, with all conflicts, the best place to start is with things we can all agree on. So these are the 3 things I think we can all agree on. First of all, that children are important, and that they're important for our future. Secondly, that children need knowledge in order to have a successful future. And as with most people I talk to, we can all agree that art for children is a good idea. So I want to talk now a little bit about what maybe people don't agree on, which is how we are to accomplish the goal of preparing our students for the future. Now, traditionally, education was based around the industrial age, but we've moved forward now into an information age, where our students are constantly onslaughted by information, constantly changing world. And we have a new set of skills that is necessary for this new changing age. And people have recognized that. The United States has come out with a new set of standards called the Common Core, which does more to focus not just on the resuscitation of facts, but the understanding of facts and being able to take those facts and twist them around and solve problems with them. They've also recognized that being able to have speaking skills is now important in our new age, and a whole new set of standards based on students' ability to speak in front of groups, to argue a point, to share their ideas, have been implemented and asked to be taught by teachers. In the science area, these new ideas of cross-cutting concepts, where rather than just studying biology, you're studying the systems and processes of the world. And then they've also added the idea of being able to communicate those ideas to others and argue their points. So people have recognized that there needs to be, we have this new world we're living in, and that students have a new set of standards and a new set of skills they're going to need. But the debate comes about is to how we are going to give students these skills. And for me, art integration is the answer. So play is a big key to helping students want to focus on their study, and the arts are a really easy way to start integrating that. Children from the smallest age learn through play. We learn how to walk and talk and our first recognition of letters through the play and the exploration and desire to discover the world. And many people are familiar with the idea that children who are read to at a young age in a comforting and warm environment are more likely to want to read in the future because it's play and it's natural. Fred Rogers said, "Play gives children the chance to practice what they are learning." The arts, and specifically art integration, is an excellent way for children to take what they're learning in the classroom and apply it to unique and different situations. One of my favorite quotes that keeps me going sometimes, one of my students said to me, said, "Mrs. Mel, I like your class because it's like recess. because I get to come and I get to move and I get to play and learn all at the same time. So.
Everyone in this room knows how strongly they believe in the arts, how important they believe they are. And also, everyone in this room knows that they do not devalue math, English, or science. We just desire a level playing field. Arts integration could be the way to bring the arts into the schools, and its success could show that the arts have a place in schooling and need to be taken seriously. By integrating the arts, you create an environment of learning play. You create an environment that engages, and that engagement is the key to making children enjoy learning, which leads to a better sense of understanding, a desire to learn, and the overall retention of more knowledge. By implementing a curriculum such as arts integration at an early stage, you create this environment and reputation that school and learning is fun. And this carries through to children at later stages in their life. What if we think even bigger than that? What if we looked at arts integration as the answer to the tenuous position that the arts are constantly in? What if arts integration is the answer to proving the arts value once and for all? What if a statewide or even nationwide decision to implement an arts integrated curriculum into primary schools was evidence that not only was arts integration a great curricular choice for children presently and in their future education careers, but that it had major impact on their future success in the workforce? If it's all about innovation and creativity and America being number one, I think arts integration could be the answer, but I think we really need to start early.
It's not going to happen overnight, and it's not going to be easy. But none of us are here because it's easy. We're here because we care. We're here because we want to make a difference. We're here because we want to change lives. And that is what arts integration can do.